Chat. Hello, everybody. I've waited a very long time for this day. It's finally come. I'm very happy. So let's talk about what happened.
Everybody, yes, indeed. Let's talk about what happened. And of course, Pulsechain bounces back. Yeah, well, I guess that was fun. I mean, we had a massive pullback there, and of course, we had the old Iran attack on Israel, and of course, that seems to be over for the time being. And let's see if Israel does a soft response, which is probably what they will do. Maybe they'll do something else. We'll find out. And of course, let's get into crypto though, because crypto's bounced back. So a lot of fun there. Get in the chat there. Let us know if you picked up some good old discounts, because it's made a nice little bounce back today. Let's get into the house. We got Sandy Beach is here. Where's Sandy Beach? Let's find that one there. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. Good to see you, Sandy. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday off up in the Northern Hemisphere. Obviously, it's already Monday here at midday, exactly midday. Monday the 15th of April down under in good old New Zealand, Australia, Pacific Islands. And of course, but it's still Sunday over up in the Northern Hemisphere, having a good old lazy Sunday with family and friends, I guess. So that's the way it goes. Anyway, we got day 14 of Sandy Beach's AB Challenge. And of course, you can go and follow Sandy Beach and get involved in the health and fitness there with the abs. There, day 14. Pretty cool. We got DJ and Hexkin in the house there with the 5555. We're going to be looking a little bit of that today. So we're going to look at the Hex stakes and stuff. With the Hex daily stats are back up. So we're going to check out that website as well. Lies Beneath in the house with the old Golden Goose. How are you today? Very good. And of course, Hex, PLS, PLX, the Center for the 100%, the Richard Hart Golden Cryptos. So that is the maxi strategy of this channel. Let's get into who else is here. That's it. So get into the chat, folks. Get involved. And let's get straight into the live stream. And, of course, we're going to start off with the crypto market. No stock market today, of course. So let us get into there. Bam. Oh, Hex Force 1. Hex of Force of 1 now. Hex Force 1 is now called the Force of 1. Hello, everyone. Superman, I picked up some more wings before the burn tonight. Nice one there. That was a nice move. All right, let's get straight into it. Bam. And, man, green. We're back to green. From red to green. And now I overtook it, had a day off yesterday, and it was very red yesterday. Maybe I should have live streamed, but hey, look, it was a pretty red floor. BTC, though, bouncing back up 1.84% at 66,289, up 1.84%, not too bad. The Bitcoin dominance, though, is really strong, 53%. That's a big jump up there. And, of course, Ethereum there, $30,186, up 4.12%. A nice little strong back there. It actually popped below 3,000. Didn't it see that? So that was you could pick up quite a bit more ETH there. You can see some of the leaders there. Solana up 8%, and Matic is also up 8%. They're doing pretty good. What else is looking nice there? AVAX as well is up 9.5%. We've got Optimism is up 9.5% as well, $2.35. Those are sort of the layer 1s and layer 2s. What else? We got the meme coins are doing pretty well. We got SHIB up 6% and Dodge up 6% there. Also, Pepe is up quite a bit too. Pepe, 7% there. So the meme coin's doing pretty well. Looks like WIF is up 30% to $3.08. So that's doing pretty spectacular there. All right, some standouts. What's this one here? Pendle. Pendle's up quite a bit too. So that is the crypto market, green on the bounce back. Looking closer at Bitcoin. Obviously, we've got the countdown. It's getting ever so closer. Man. And, of course, if we roll over, we have rolled over the day. So this green candle is the day we just had. And the day before, of course, it was very red. I didn't cover that. But we got to a low of 60,000. Look at that, man. We went from 69,100 on that day to 60,822. Now, is Bitcoin, as BlackRock, Larry Fink would say, is Bitcoin a flight to quality? Maybe over a longer term time scale. Maybe there's a better argument for that, but it did pull back pretty seriously on that Iran attack there. So, you can raise a lot of questions about the short term. Definitely felt the impact of that and went down. And, of course, flight to quality would suggest maybe it should go up, So there we go. But gold came back a little bit too. So, we'll see what happens there. We've got the next one, of course, is the day that we currently had. And, of course, we started it with an open of 64,000 from that big red sell-off for the Iran attack. And then we've opened, what are we up to the moment? We got a high of 66,000, let's say, and a low of 62,000. So a tighter range there, just under $4,000. And today we're at the top of that range, which is a good start. And we're currently at 65,534. Man, we are getting closer and closer to the Bitcoin halving now. Man, look at that. It is 5 days away. 5 days away. Hey. 5 days. That's not too far. And remember what's going to happen there, right? Block 840,000 is the halving. And so we're less than 1,000 blocks away, I think, now. And so, yeah, it's getting closer and closer. Remember, 10-minute blocks on Bitcoin. And what else are we going to say about that? Going from 900 Bitcoin a day for the miners down to 450. So I think it's 3.15 Bitcoin, I think it is, per block. So there we go. There's some of the numbers that we're expecting there. And yeah, we're definitely a bit of volatility with that geopolitics playing into there. Now you can see I got the window here for the Taiwan-China invasion. We certainly don't want that to happen, right? Just after we experienced the Iran attack, which was over 300 missiles of some form or another, different types of missiles. So there we go, gliders and stuff like that. Or drones, aren't they? Big drones. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen a picture. I haven't verified the picture, but there was a drone stuck on a what is it? Like telephone wires, electric wires, I think it was, just sitting there. And guy had a recorder. He was going around it. I thought it was pretty risky because in case the thing did suddenly drop, would probably, good chance it may have exploded, I guess. Anyway, so that's April there. So hopefully we don't have any black swan event like a China-Taiwan invasion, because that's the kind of the best weather is between this stake here, 30th of April and 27th of June. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. So there we go at the moment. 5 days to go to the Bitcoin halving, and out the other side. Let's go over to the Ethereum. And Ethereum, of course, going to enjoy the general environment from the Bitcoin halving. 5 days to go. Now, yesterday, the day before, which we didn't cover on the live stream, we had a low of 2,850. So that was pretty low there. So it did get under 3,000, and we had a high of 3,300 there. We had two big red days in a row. We broke down that 50 moving average as well. Yesterday, the day we just finished about 5 minutes ago, we had a low of 2,900, high of 3,175. So it was a pretty tight range around that 3,000. Today we have opened up at the top of that at 3,145. So good day to start that open there for the brand new day. And of course, we've got Bitcoin halving, ETF approvals. Like I say, we're not really expecting those to get approved. It's like 25% or less chance of that being approved. And yeah, the interest rates maybe in July, June. They're getting pushed out to July just because of the higher inflation that we've seen with CPI. And we had good producers price index reporting that came in on the lower side. But, we'll see how we get on. We've still got a little while to go before we get to there. So that is Ethereum. Which leads us into Pulsechain. Of course, Pulsechain bounced back, and day 338 is what we're going to cover, the results. We're in the final month of the first year of Pulsechain. Can you believe it? The final month of the first year in Pulsechain, counting down at 365 day. And these are the results. But before we get into that, let's get into the chat, see if anyone else has jumped in here. We've got Wookie, one of our awesome moderators in the house there. Wookie is going for a workout today after this. Nice one. Hopefully it's a skater workout into the pool. He skates down to the pool and then jumps in the pool. I always like that one. It's pretty good. All right. You got to start vlogging these things, Wookie. You got to start vlogging them. All right. What else? We got Pulsechain, quadruple 0802, up 8.4%. Still 20% below the mean sacrifice price. So a lot of upside from there if you're a believer in Pulsechain, as we are. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0324, up 12.8%. Man, yesterday you could pick up some really nice cheap Pulsex. Man, it was so, I just couldn't believe it. So yeah, that's so good. We're still well below mean sacrifice price, only 32.4% of the mean sacrifice price. So massive upside, almost 78 basis points is it, up to the top there. So percentage points, I should say, up to the top. And yeah, the buy and burn though is heading up and up and up. We're currently in 806.3 billion Pulsex has been bought and burned. It's part of the superior tokenomics, as I say, of Pulsechain. Pulsex at 3.96%, heading towards 4%. Let's see if we can do that. We should be able to by the end of the year. So there we go. All right, let's look at the incentive tokens as well, up 8.15% at $3.97. The ratio is at 49,561, so still below 50,000. But hey, look, once it gets over 50, I'm sure it's going to have another move higher. Looking pretty good there. And the supply is pretty low, 29 million, almost 29.1 million incentive tokens. And of course, we're expecting an emission reduction after the first year in that too. Hex at the moment is at 80, just under 8200th of a penny. EHEX at 1700th of a penny. So combined price of EHEX and PX sitting at just below 1 cent at 9800th of a penny. But PHEX there, or Hex on Pulsechain, is up 11.9% at the moment. So that's actually second best performer so far today. So PulseX number one, numero uno. And I think PulseX is just dramatically undervalued. It's just dramatically undervalued. But hey, look, the market's got to price it up. It's the market's job. So that is that. Let's jump over to Pulsechain. Have a look at the RSI. You can see everything is pretty oversold there. We did get oversold when we got down on that big pullback, and we've bounced out of that. We're currently at 32 at the moment on Pulsechain. What else are we going to say about that? Yeah, we had some pretty heavy whale selling, as you guys know if you've been watching that. And so, when whales come in, it really does impact the TA. That's the wild card, isn't it? The TA, we have geopolitical events. Those are sort of black swan events that impact the market pretty profoundly. So yeah, that's kind of where we are at the moment. We are at the moment at around this resistance side here back in November, and of course the support side here on June. So we have that's the price range we're at the moment. We got as low as where some of these resistance zones here in December, but we've managed to bounce back, and the RSI is really quite down there, pretty low, and so we might get something like this happening back in August. We start coming out of that low and up for a nice big rally. So pick a good day to pick up stuff, man, on Pulsechain. I can't say it enough. When you see us at the bottom of these ranges, definitely a good place to be. And of course, if we take a bit of a longer line, you can take a longer line like that. Look at that, beautiful, right? So take a longer line like that, looking pretty good. We bounced off that angle, pretty interesting actually, and up we go. So there we go on Pulsechain. PulseX as well, pretty similar story. Not going to go through too much there. Pretty much the same kind of story there. Let's have a quick look where it's got some bounced off. Yeah, bounced off this resistance area back in November and back up now as well. I'm sure we can draw a nice pretty line there too, can we? Not quite the same as Pulsechain, which is pretty obvious. But still on the up and up there, isn't it? Higher lows and got that nice angulation there. So up and away. Don't be too delayed. I really think once we get to May is 1 year. You flush out the weekends. It's going to be about 3 weeks after the Bitcoin halving. It looks like a good time. We'll see what the magic up ride starts really taking off then. But don't miss the train, as we say. Keep accumulating is the game. All right, especially with PulseX being bought up, almost 4% gone already, and that doesn't include Power City Home Protocol, which is also taking quite a bit off the market. Incentive token at the moment, $3.95, and the ratio, of course, is what we're looking at the most. And like I say, we bounced off pretty much 44,000 about 4 days ago. We bounced off 48,488. This is staying out really strong, like especially after yesterday. The fact that this ratio stayed up so strong, that's a really bullish sign in my view. And yeah, let's keep a lookout for this. This is the old incentive token there. Hex at the moment, it's been the weaker out of all of them, of course. But of course, we know that there's less stakers over time, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, when this goes, it's going to go. It's going to really fly through the up and to the right. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting seeing that play out. And like I say, I think anything under here, under this orange line here, is really quite a good buy territory. And what do we got there at the moment? Yeah, we keep bouncing off this 0.006200th of a penny. We've bounced off that a couple of times. Look at that. This is on the weekly, by the way, for PHEX here. So yeah, looking pretty good. Let's go to the daily. And that's the daily there at the moment. And of course, the RSI pretty low to right, all bouncing off there. So good accumulation zone once again, just like a lot of these others. Everything under that yellow orange line has been a pretty good accumulation zone we're in there at the moment. All right, let's go to EHEX. Can't keep EHEX down. And of course, EHEX there got a lot of potential upside still all the way up there. As I say, this thing can quite easily fly all the way up to 300% without too much problem before it gets to BankX. And there we are at the moment at 1700 of a penny, and we're way oversold here. So I reckon there's a lot of upside in that too. And of course, it will naturally get dragged up at some ratio to what do we call it? To PHEX, EHEX and Pulsechain. That's pretty much it. Combined price EHEX and PX, 9,700 of penny. Nice little bounce from the bottom. And as we say, we're right down the bottom at the moment. Like we were last time we were back here was like August last year. And like I say, once we break the 3 cent mark, man, Hex is going to be off to the races. Can't wait for that. Particularly PHEX probably making up most out, especially after we get past that combined price. Although EHEX gets back up to what do we say, 0.7 cents, then it could be mostly made up of PHEX as we drag that up through that BankX liquidity. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's go back to the charts here. I think we've got a super sticker already. Let me look here. We've got Wookie in the house, and then we had Pulse Yoga in the house. Hey, what's up, friends? Good to see Pulse Yoga. We've got Non-Stop Hex in the house there with a big super sticker. Thank you so much for that, supporting the channel. Hex Postcards Design Contest Alert. First place wins $800. Just 7 days left to submit your design that could onboard the wealthiest people in the world into Hex and Pulsechain. So there we are, Non-Stop Hex as well. Now, maybe you can post something in that detail in our Discord, and we'll check that out and maybe post that around. How about that? All right, so first place wins $800. Not bad, eh? Hex Postcards Design Contest. Yeah, let us know in the Discord. Maybe we can spread that around on X social platform and on some of the other socials we've got in the Discord and other places like the communication board and things. So let us know there, Non-Stop X. All right, very cool. Thanks so much. What else we got there? Let's move on. DG and Hex says P5555. Yeah, indeed. Pulsechain. I guess that's what you're saying. All right, let's get into the gas prices. Let's go there. Oh man, pretty heavy gas prices at the moment. 900,000 beats. Remember, normal sort of base loads around 200 plus, and we're at 900 there, so quite a bit higher. 3 cents for a Pulsex swap at the moment. So normally it's about 1 cent. 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer. Half a penny there for a PRC20 transfer. But we, 8 Gwei on Ethereum right now. Wow. If you've got a Hex end stake on Ethereum at the moment, today's the day to do it, man. 8 Gwei on there. Today's the day to do it. 353 X cheaper than Ethereum, even at 8 Gwei on Ethereum. How about that? That's pretty crazy. And of course, we'd be way cheaper, but we're actually got pretty high gas on at the moment as we're speaking. Let's go to validators. Validators at the moment, 48,910. And we've got 1.56 trillion pulse off the market at the moment. So just a little bit less validators there at the moment. Let's go to the bridge. The health check is the bridge, sitting at 119.3 million. So yeah, we probably lost about over the last few days, probably lost about 5.7, somewhere in that ballpark, $1 million over the bridge. We're still pretty strong on the DAI though, 39,000. That's not too bad. We've got 22.4 million USDC and 14.3 million USD Tether there. 27.6 million ETH, 2.2 million wrapped Bitcoin. Now, in terms of the native stablecoins, Coast is still sitting at 4 million. Obviously, we're waiting for Coast to relaunch. And then we've got 16.8 million on USDL and 6.5 million on PXD. But PXD has really dropped off there. So we'll probably see a bounce in that, as my guess. Now that people are a bit more used to the redemption model, which has taken a lot of people by surprise, redeeming positions and partial positions and things like that. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. I know there's a lot more happening in the Magic Carpet Ride front end, so you should check out some of their platforms, particularly their front end for their Barista front end for Pulsex. It's probably pretty good. You're going to really optimize the rebalancing and get that extra bean token. So it's a pretty good idea to be in that Barista product if you're going to go into PXD Earn protocol. It's probably better just to go through that protocol there. Check them out. All right, you decide that. Ultimately, you decide. So that's day 338. We're going to be starting day 339, of course. Now, we did have some pretty cool stuff happening with the whales on Pulse Alerts. If you guys are not familiar with Pulse Alerts, it's app Whale Pulse on X social platform. And we had quite a few movements over the 24 hours. So we had 330 ETH bridged to Pulsechain. That caused a bit of a fuss there. And then we had 69 ETH bridge to Ethereum. So you got a bit of ebbs and flows. Fortunately, the big stuff was coming back in. And before that, we had, what else we have? This is just in the last 24 hours, of course. So we had some big buys there. 5.9 billion Pulse export, 2.4 billion Pulse. Interesting move there. and was actually probably the worst move. That would have been better to go the other way because we saw that Pulsex did the best. So just in the short term anyway. 200 PXD borrowed 18 ounce go. 6 billion Pulse sold for 190,000 DAI. 6.4 billion Pulsex sold for 199 DAI. This is 14 hours ago, and the Pulsex still rallied above that. So how about that, eh? 60,000 each. 60,000 each sold for 228 DAI 14 hours ago. So we really haven't had a lot of big whale activity on Pulsechain since then, and since then the price has recovered as we just saw. So there we go. Can't keep a good thing down. That leads us into all the derivatives. Let's quickly look at Hedron. So Icosa Hedron did really well on Pulsechain. Look at this, up 55% on Icosa and 46% on Hedron on Pulsechain. That's a big move for those. Wow, that's a huge one. Hedron and Icosa on Ethereum, however, down around 7% on both of those. So check out your Hedron, especially if you've got some Hex mining Hex, then you've probably got some Hedron, right? So check that out too. Probably a bit more valuable than it was yesterday by about 50%. Let's jump over to the stable coins next from the derivatives. I haven't got the Maximus derivatives there. I keep meaning to add them. I've got to try and do it. It's been doing so many other things, mucking around. But let's have a look here. We've got the PDAI. PDAI at the moment sitting at 6668 after the aftermath of Richard Hart's posts about 4 days ago. And that's up about 8% at the moment. That's been quite volatile. But as you can see, PDAI is still on that uptrend. There's nothing happening, nothing changing with that. It is in the overbought on the weekly, but man, that thing is still going up and out. Look at that uptrend there with the solid higher low and higher high here. It's still going up and away on the weekly. Let's look at the daily. That's the daily for you. So yeah, been quite a lot of swings between almost 9/10 of a penny. This thing's going to go. It just wants to go, doesn't it? Regardless of what narrative you have, whether Richard Hart supports it, doesn't support it, whether you believe in the maker theory and the evidence around that, whatever you believe, Atropa, all that sort of stuff, this thing is going up and to the right. So the chart is telling you that it's going to go. It's pricing in all the information, arguably, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how high it does go. And of course, it's dragging up the others, right? It's dragging up USDC, which is at 4/10 of a penny, and dragging up USD Tether, which is at 30/100th of a penny. So they're still going up as well. Now looking at the actual stable coins, which is a USDL that's sitting at 99 cents, and what is the other one? PXDC is sitting at just under 99 cents too. Coast is still at a massive discount because of their deposit withdrawals, just the fact that they're kind of offline from that point of view, waiting for another agency to get up and running. Let's go to the dollar there. You can see that it's just been a lot of pressure lately. Look at that. So this line here is a dollar. Let's do that. Let's put a line in here just to show you a dollar. And that is a dollar, that line, and it's dramatically below. Look at that. In fact, it got all the way down to 67 cents in the dollar there. So under pressure there's the old coast. So that's pretty much it on the stable coins. Let's go to the influencer coins, because these influencers, man, they have been active. This consortium, these gangsters, Don't tell them I said that, right? Don't tell them I said that. These gangsters. SolidX is up $90 here, up 93% on SolidX. Man, this thing can't keep it down, right? Look at that thing. Went rallied all the way up. Went up to some insane price of $266. Came all the way down. Look at that. Came all the way down to $42. Now back up 89. Look at that RSI line. Woo! It's going to be a giant cup and handle. I don't know what they've ever. But that is SolidX there, and I know a lot of people have enjoyed that. Note token from Randy Lusky doing very well as well. It's up 37%. Over half a penny here, 52/100th of a penny. Doing really well there is Randy Lusky with that. Access Alive at up 53% as well, 34,600. You guys know that went over 100 grand on that last move a couple of days ago. What else there? Hexify is part of this consortium as well. That is sitting at 5,800 almost, and that's up 65%. So well done to all those influencers there. Hexy Bastard is up 28% on Paul Pleb. Trade Bonds and More Token up 5%, and BitBoy V1 up 10% there. My Life is Awesome is down 11% today. You need to get into that consortium. And get things moving. All right, so that's pretty much it. Jokes aside, very nice spicy meatball on the Pulsechain influences. And what else? Let's jump over. I think we've got some other stuff here. I'm not sure what I put on here. Pulse memes, what's in there? SHIB is up 11% on the Pulse memes, top PRC 20. And you can see I haven't finished a lot of these things yet. Now, incentive token on 9-inch still doing very well, up 83% to 16 cents. So doing some amazing stuff. Now, there's more LP polls have launched on 9-inch today, right? So there's more of those. You can check out Hexy Bastard's post today, but there's a whole ton of new polls, and some of them are these influencer coins, right? They've got influencer coins are getting supported on the 9-inch. So that's been ramping up a 9-inch. Good to see that stuff happening as well, creating more activity on the old Pulsechain, which is pretty cool. All right, let's have a look. I think PZN as well also did pretty well overnight. PZN, it's down 23%. Well, it was up and now it's down. So it's had a bit more volatility on that as well. Probably because X1 chain is going to be a store a bit further down the track. Originally, I thought maybe May, but after the hot Twitter space yesterday, overnight, a couple of hours ago actually, with Jack Levin, that it does appear that there's a few more things to get taken out of the chain just to tidy it up, but it could launch today. But he's wanting to get it all ship shape without any of the, I think the phantom bugs or something like that. So that may be the sell-off in PZN that's happening today, because that's probably going to, instead of launching in May, which is kind of when I thought it might launch, it is maybe going to push into July, which would be also after maybe the end of July, also after the big inflation. There's one more big wave of inflation for Zen, and it maybe he'll time that as well and get everything going all at the same time. It's going to be a juggernaut ecosystem. So if you ever see people talking about, oh, it's got this or that, and they're not that keen on it, it is actually a juggernaut. It's huge. X1 is going to be a big chain. It's got lots of components to it, don't just take people's word. Check it out yourself. It's the best thing to do there. All right, right else. That is pretty much it. Let's go have a look at some of the new tokens that have launched. Let's have a look at the best performers. We can see Discovery here. So I think this is another Axis Alive one. This Discovery tokens is just launched. So a lot of people, what some people are doing with some spec money, don't use your main bags. Of course, this is all DG and stuff. Is jumping from one cool project to another. Now you don't want to go for anyone. Trying to follow maybe the influencers and some of the other tokens there. You always got to do due diligence. But they're riding a lot of these waves, aren't they? Now this Discovery one here is, I believe, an Axis Alive one. They don't have the Twitter here, but I think it is Axis, so you can check that out. I think I saw something on that earlier today on the X Social platform. So you can check that one out at the moment. Let's see what the actual amount of tokens are. We know his fingerprint is 1% of the suppliers normally, 99% of the suppliers normally in his main wallet. Let's have a look, see if that's the case here on this project. Indeed, well, it's not 99%, but it's 64%. 427 of these tokens, 666. And notice it's got very low number bias here, so there's not many tokens. As opposed to a lot of time you do meme coin, you're going to make heaps of tokens, trillions of them, right? So you can get more and more people onto it, but here it's only 666. So it's the market of beast. Well, there's some debate about that, but that's the one there. I don't know. Maybe he's gone dark mode. Maybe he's gone dark mode there. Maybe he's been watching the Omen movie or something like that. Just check out, see if he owns a couple of Dobermans and stuff like that. Some weird maid that looks like they might kill you, something like that. But that is where that's at the moment. This is probably going to continue to pump, no doubt. It's only been going for a couple of days. Keep a look out for that. I'm pretty sure that's this. What else there? We've got some weird thing here. I don't know what that is. 126%. One UBC as well is $2.30. It's up 118%. Solid X, as we just went through, is up pretty nicely, 95%. BBC up there as well. Fugazi still staying up there, up 80%. What else is looking pretty hot still? Yeah, a lot of these influencer coins still dominating. Icarus there. I think that's another project team up 50%. I'm not sure, can't remember who runs that. That's still up as well. Now this Reptilian currency, I know Wookie likes this. This is kind of like the PTGC token, and this is up 38% as well. So there we go. And you can see 9-inch with all those new pulls I should have pulled that up today, but I forgot to do it. But they're all up as well. Maybe I'll pick that up in a minute. But those all tokens are all up 36%. So yeah, the influencers dominating again. Another day of domination for the influencer coins. That's Axis Alive, Randy Alaski, Crispy Man, and they're still crushing it. And of course, let's not forget Hexy Bastard as well, and Abit's out there as well doing some stuff. Those five are kind of leading the charge here at the moment on Pulsechain. Now today's 24-hour volume, $42 million, I should say. We've got 363,000 transactions at the moment. That's pretty much where we are there. All right, let us get into the chat there. Has anyone else got any comments? No, that's it. Pretty quiet chat today. We're going to get to the Hex Daily Stats, of course. We're half an hour through, but let's try and pull up that. I think it's Hexy Bastard's one post. Let's have a look for that. Hexy Bastard. I'm not sure how to spell it actually. Hexy. There we go. Found it. Now let's see if he's got that post. I'm pretty sure I saw something feed through on these. So there we go. Actually, Money Gang Crypto has posted it out. So let's get into that. Let's have a look at that. So this is the pools are now up on 9-inch. So brand new pools, BBC Incentive, Axis and BBC, Axis and Pulse, Pulse and Atropa, Bear and Pulse, BBC and Solid X, 9-inch and Solid X. Yeah, so all these influencer coins getting support there on 9-inch, 9-inch on Nope, and PLS and Nope. So if you've got any of those, you'll be able to get into some of those if you want. P Farms, PDI, and Wrap Bitcoin as well. Those two tokens, of course, what Richard posted out the other day. PDI and Pulse, Times Pulse, and what was it, Wrap Bitcoin and Pulse there. So some nice ones there. That's from Money Gang Crypto, reposted by Hexy Bastard. Now, Hexy Bastard posted some of those as well. Some serious APRs available on 9-inch right now. Over 400%, he says, at the time of writing anyway. The PUC is on the rise. It's possible these APRs will actually increase over time. So these are some of those pools in there at the moment. Man, 9-inch Pulse, 7374%. DI as well. They're all up around 400%. USDC, USD Tether, BBC, and Wrap 9-inch, all there with 9-inch. So if you've got some 9-inch there, there's some good pairs there, getting some pretty nice yield at the moment on the old Hexy Bastard. So that was pretty nice. Now that leads us into Hex Daily Stats, because we've got the Hex Daily Stats pages back up. Yay! So nice to see this back up and running. Let me just refresh this to make sure I've got the latest info. Now we are about, I don't know if we've finished the day yet, have we? Yeah, we're half an hour into the new day. It's pretty much I start the show at the new day. How about that? That's kind of crazy. I didn't even design it exactly like that. There was definitely a chance of that happening. So we've just finished day 1595 from the looks of it. 14th of April, to be right. Yeah, that's right. UTC time. And the price there is 00164, down 18.5% on the day. Now, we had obviously no data from many of the other days, so that's probably the reason why these are all 0 percentages. But anyway, 00164 was the Ethereum price there, and the payout per T-share for Hex on Ethereum was 7.16 there. Pretty nice. They've all been pretty good, haven't they? Over 7 there, looking pretty good. Let's have a look there on the T-shares. T-shares have been going down, except we had an update today to 9,159,000. So like I say, the T-shares are getting rarer, but man, when Hex breaks out, it's going to be pretty interesting to see that happen as well. We will be coming up to the 10-year period where we get a lot of T-shares that will probably end up early in staking. We definitely saw some of those today. We're going to check that out. And what else is happening in here? The penalties. We get the penalties. Yeah, pretty modest penalties the last few days. Really calmed down on the old Ethereum chain. We're still sitting at about 65.6 million in the reward pool every day. Let's look at the liquid numbers have been going up on the Ethereum side, but miners going down. So less miners there. Man, that's going to be fun to see that old Hex price. Now on Pulsechain, of course, what did we say? Day 338, was it what we said it was? 300, I think, wait, is that right? 338. 308, was it? Let me double check. I've forgotten now. Confusing myself live on live stream. 338. No, I got it right. So there we are. We started day 339. 13th of April there, and the price at 7,400 for a penny, down 4.69%. So we had all these red days here on the Pulsechain side for Hex. So it all adds up, doesn't it? We're getting that brutal period. You got to be able to be diamond hands during all that, and then on the other side, it's going to be absolutely pretty epic. So yeah, the yields are not quite as high on the actual ratio of Hex to T-share payouts from the reward pool, but of course you got a higher price. Let's have a look here. Not really too much movement in the share rate. Let's go over to the ownership, the T-share pool. So it's pretty much down as well, like on the Ethereum side. But they had a down day today as opposed to an up day. 9.5 million T-shares there. So what's that, about 370,000 more T-shares on Pulsechain side, somewhere like that. Pretty crazy. Not really, because where a lot of adoption is happening, right? It's the magic carpet ride chain, as they say. As I say. Do I say it? Or does someone else say it? I know, we say it. How about that? The royal we. Anyway, not many penalties on the chain, only a couple million. Actually, it's pretty good. A couple million penalties on the chain. That's pretty good. We'll take that. And of course, we got almost 66 million at Hex in the pool, their reward pool. And what else? We have giving a lot of adoption there in the liquid trading side of things. In terms of the mining, even get negative mining days on Pulsechain side, which is kind of crazy. We've got 124,000 T-share miners over there at the moment. So that is the results there on the good old Pulsechain and Ethereum. So to get a T-share at the moment, so it's going to cost you how much for a spot T-share? And we got it here, T-share price, $55 on the old Ethereum chain and $273 on Pulsechain there at the moment. Those are the T-share prices. All right, that is it. Let's jump into the alerts. Overnight, we did have a lot of these penalties, as we say, a lot of these early in stakes, 500,000 Hex early stake there. We'll take the penalties. Thank you very much. What else is going on here? Let's look at that. Another one here, 3.5 million penalties there as well. A negative ROI of 96%. Probably the account got hacked, right? Probably the account got hacked is my guess when things like that happen. Let's see what people say in the chat. Did anyone else say? I don't know. It's pretty crash looking at these memes, right? When people are getting like wrecked, because it's not rational to do that, right? So someone must have got the account hacked. Maybe someone did it and they knew enough about Hex that they could early instake it, but they didn't know anything else. They're going to burn all the Hex because that's ridiculous, right? That's just a crazy house. All right, that's pretty much it for that. We got a positive news: 1.3 million Hex here staked for 3,915 days. 115 T-shares there, not too bad at all for the old Hex alerts there. Not bad at all. All right, like I say, Pulsechain bounces back. Some nice little pushes back, particularly Pulsex leading the way. And man, some mad volumes you can pick up at the moment. You can see the RSI is generally oversold. We really are in that nice little sweet spot accumulation. So Richard Hart stuff in particular, and you can obviously see the influencer stuff is what's hot at the moment. Those influencer coins, and they are dominating the volume and the price up, the price upsides there at the moment on Pulsechain. Wookie says, why? Yes, he does. What he does? What does Wookie do? One day closer, guys. And Reptile says, oh, you're talking about the Reptile DAO thing. Yeah, it's looking pretty good actually. I actually thought Eros is looking pretty good too. If you guys have seen Eros, maybe I'll cover that in another live stream. Is the old Eros? It is a Titan-X Pulsechain type of hybrid, I think. So we're going to have to probably look at that too. Yeah. Thank you, Hex Token. Awesome stream, always. No problem there, Sandy Beach. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to leave it there today at about 38 minutes in the live stream. We're going to be doing some new format stuff coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Get into our Discord, links in the video description. And I will catch you there too. Take care. I will see you again all tomorrow. All right, let's play out the Magic Carp Ride video because it's my favorite, to be honest. It's my favorite. It's so positive. Let's see. Here we go. Bam, bam. Peace out, everybody. Catch you tomorrow.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.